I just want to share some insights from um, my EMO sessions that I'm having with a client at the moment. Amazing, amazing sessions. Um, Couple of things. Sometimes when we can't quite say we're 10 out of 10, that we're free of the problem, with all the softening and flowing, and we measure how much we feel that we're now free. And it feels like a 10, like an almost 10, but not quite. There's something stopping us from being completely free. And it's really good to look at this, to say this little tiny 0.1%, it can be a really big deal. This 1%, this 0.1% can be something really big. And in this case, it was. And when we actually attuned into what that was felt all over the body as a big fear, and which we then released. And even then, there was like a resistant, persistent place in the shoulder, which was felt like a padlock. And sometimes ourselves and our clients, we can want to be rid, we can want to be free, we can want to get rid of the last pain or problem. And this is a part of ourselves that we're rejecting. And so actually how we came to finally be free is by giving it complete love and allowance to stay. So we allowed this very last piece of this problem that was stuck in the shoulder to be loved as it is, completely and happily and with thanks for the chance to love it and to allow it to stay. And only then that it was completely loved, the energy finally unraveled and released. And with my client, where this brought her to, because it was anxiety and fear we were working with as a problem. The deep fear was the fear of living, and that at her age she might not have enough time to do all her projects, fear of dying, because that's what happened with her brother and sister, and dying at an early age, actually from blood disease. That was very interesting in itself. Disease of the blood. I asked her, did they actually have a kind of feeling or stress of loss of the joy for life themselves? And she said absolutely. And so what was really interesting is that when my client finally arrived, when she finally could love and allow this last part of her, this last deep fear, to be loved as it is and to stay, then it finally released, bringing with it, she's allowed to love her life. Even though her brother and sister died and left early, she is allowed to live her life fully, with happiness, with joy. And just to finish this session, which was really beautiful, then we just connected with their souls, and she had a conversation of completion with their souls, and they said, okay, now we can go. Will you let us go? Now we get on our journey. And a really amazing, beautiful session. And when I asked her what was the most valuable thing from the session that she learned, it was to completely love that part that she wanted to reject and let it be gone, this resistant place that she didn't want it to be there, sticking in her shoulder, this last piece of the problem. That actually the lesson of loving and allowing even that to be there, that it can be loved equally, even if it stays as a part of the problem, it can be completely loved. And that when she reached that, it released. That was the huge lesson and the setting free that she finally got to and experienced. Amazing session. Yeah, emo, I love it. And I love doing this work. Yeah, thanks for tuning in.